We are watching shares of Cathay Pacific today, currently off by about 0.5%. This is as the airline says it's being forced to cancel some flights for precautionary inspections of its entire Airbus A350 fleet. And this is after discovering issues with some Rolls-Royce engines. Bloomberg Intelligence senior analyst Tim Bacchus joins us now. Tim, give us a sense of what this disruption relates to and how long is it going to last?
So, Paul, it's obviously early days. I think it's difficult to say how long it's going to last. I think it's very important to note that the A350 is one of Cathay's workhorses in terms of its fleet. As we've written this morning, for the month of September, 25% of its global seats are going to be flown on this aircraft. And if you look at the distance involved in terms of the ASK, available seat kilometers, it's up to 44%. So are we talking about just the 24 to 48 flights that are being canceled in the next 48 hours, and then, this is, the engines are inspected, there's no more damage found, and then we go on our way? Or could this be something longer?
Tim, to your point, what kind of financial impact potentially are we expecting for Cathay, even as we watch out for the extent of the disruption for the airline?
So I think there's a couple things I would point out. One is that Cathay is doing quite well in terms of its earnings. We just had the first half results just only a month ago. Quite a high profit historically. I think the second half of the year is actually looking quite strong for them as well. So, it's a duration issue. If this goes on to last a while, then of course we could be talking about it as something that they mention in their results, next March. One thing as well is that I think it was reported earlier that it's the Singapore-Hong Kong flights that are being canceled, for example, today. Those are some of its most important routes in the region in terms of, premium traffic. So Hong Kong-Singapore is not one you'd want to be seen to be, having to cancel. Again, is it only a 2-day sort of impact? The other thing I think I would say in terms of, duration is that when we're talking about engines, we've seen globally with airlines and the engine manufacturers a number of different problems crop up, and some of these have had long-lasting impacts. Now, with regards to this Rolls-Royce Trent XWB, which powers the A350, Cathay is saying that this is the first time anywhere globally that this particular component has failed. I haven't seen what component it is yet. So this could be something new. So that's an X factor here in terms of thinking about, will this be a blip in earnings or not? I think the other thing about Cathay's results this year is that cargo is looking very, very strong. And we've written a piece on this last week, noting that airlines like Cathay Pacific, which are really exposed to cargo, could really get an uplift in the second half of this year with the peak season.
All right, BI, Bloomberg Intelligence senior industry analyst Tim Bacchus there.